Hi guys, welcome to a special episode of Haunt Talk. We decided to go to a Valentine's Day haunted house, but it wasn't Valentine's themed. No, it was Christmas.
Yeah. Basic story of it is that they couldn't open for the Christmas haunted house, and they did all this stuff for Christmas, and they're like, hey, we're going for the Valentine's Day one. Their tagline was, Valentine's Day sucks, celebrate Christmas with us instead. So on Valentine's Day, we went to a haunted house themed to Christmas. So like not seasons, but three holidays. Three holidays in one.
Yeah.
So there wasn't many that opened up, so we were excited for the chance to go to one. And a few of you have been asking us to go to, and we usually go to the schoolhouse where we went for the last couple of years, the haunted schoolhouse and the laboratory, but they were just doing like an axe throwing competition or something this year. So we did not go there, but we did go to the Scare House, and is it considered Pittsburgh still? It's close to Pittsburgh.
It's like just outside of Pittsburgh, like 15, 20 minutes.
Yeah, look it up. But we went there in October as well, and if you did not see that review, they recently moved from their old location. They are now inside of a mall, so our expectations were not high originally when we went in October, but we were pleasantly surprised.
Yes.
When we went.
Considering the fact that it's like a dead mall, and they're like one of few places that's inside this mall.
Yeah, there's nothing there.
It's very strange. There's like a Claire's Boutique and a Bath and Body Works across from where the haunted house is, which is kind of funny.
There's not much, but they do. I don't know exactly how much square footage they have for the space of the haunted house, but they pack a lot in there.
Mm-hmm.
The queue line, most of it's in the mall because the queue line itself, like for the haunt, is very small, and when you like factor social distancing into that as well, not much of the queue is actually in the haunt. But I understand because they didn't want to like take up all of this room from the haunt itself to be queues, and there's not like there's anything on the mall that they're distracting from.
I think the queue line that was inside the haunted house maybe held 12 people.
It wasn't much. It was like 3 switchbacks. And
yeah,
that was
it was small.
Yeah, it's kind of cute. The lady that takes the tickets is like sitting in this well.
I want to know how she gets in the well.
She has to just like jump over the little thing.
There's no door.
Yeah,
like,
if you work,
just
how much
a
she
well.
does. I think she just jumps over the thing because you can see like the little stand. I think she jumps over it. Mm-hmm. Anyways, though, I don't think anyone cares too much about that, but we found it interesting. So, as always, we'll talk about sets and props first, and we're also going to be talking about, in each category, well, mainly sets and props, the theming, the difference from, like, the normal, just what it usually is. Yeah. And there was some good Christmas stuff there. It wasn't overly abundant. We wish there was a little more, but...
Like, a lot of the actors were dressed Christmassy.
Mm-hmm.
There was a few props that were Christmas orientated. There was a lot of Christmas lights. There was an evil snowman.
Oh yeah, with the big long tendril fingers. Yeah. There's what's his name, Cousin Eddie or whatever from.
Oh yeah. Some guy dressed as Cousin Eddie from Christmas Vacation.
Yeah. Well, I guess that's probably more in actors, but still. I guess really sets and props. So there wasn't really many sets besides just putting Christmas lights on things that really made it Christmassy.
Yeah.
Not much. Now, like in the techno, there's a techno area. It's like a cyberpunk area, the haunted house. They were playing Christmas music in there instead of like the industrial music they played, and we were regularly there. I will say I was more impressed by the first section, which is like a traditional haunted house, but they give you a flashlight. I think the flashlight activates things when you shine it on it. Shine it on certain things.
I mean, I was just blatantly going like this the whole time.
Did you notice anything really activating when you did that?
I just was trying to do that. I honestly, that was my purpose of going like this, was I was hoping to activate everything.
Did you really notice anything activating, though, by the light of the flashlight?
I don't know. Maybe?
I don't really know either, because they kind of like insinuated. They didn't, I don't think, outright say it, but they said,
Yeah, if things will appear if you flash the light at it. So I'm assuming that means that things will activate.
So I'm hoping to do more with that idea because I like it. And I feel like, and maybe I'm wrong, but what I remember in October when we went, the lighting itself was worse. But this time I actually really liked the first haunt, where I was a little bit underwhelmed the first time.
Yeah, last time it was really, really dark. And the flashlight really didn't help at all.
Yeah, because it's not a bright flashlight. It does add a little something that makes you feel like you're exploring an abandoned house, which is cool.
But this time it was lit a lot better, and the flashlight did add a little bit to it.
Yeah.
But you could actually see things. Like last time,
a lot of
you
detail
couldn't
and
see stuff. Yeah. like I didn't see half of this stuff, and I was like, oh wow, look at that. Oh wow, look at that. Scare. You know, it was like, okay.
Right.
Yeah, it was a lot better.
I mean, it's pretty. The first section is pretty traditional for what you would expect.
Yeah.
Like I said, you're walking around a haunted house. They have a cool laser swamp area that actually has like the half claustrophobia tunnels, which were thankfully actually turned on,
Yay.
which I liked. And there's just a lot of cool scenes. There's I really like the dilapidated church scene that has one of those possessed nun props.
And this really cool horse that's made out of like
Yep.
driftwood or something.
Yeah,
I
that
don't
was
know
cool.
what it is. Every time I try to look at it, the nun jumps out and scares me, and I can't get a good look at the horse.
Yeah, there just a lot of cool scenes and stuff like that. They're just very very
The attic was really cool.
yeah, they're very very detailed. And then the next scene, like I was saying earlier, is the cyberpunk scene. Area. When I almost called it a level. The cyberpunk area, and it's very like laser. And this is probably still, even though I think that the first area is more impressive, like technically, I really like, because I don't see like this like cyberpunk-ish theme in many haunts, so I appreciate it. There's like this spot where there's like these tinfoil walls that are moving like that, you know, in and out, kind of like
And
messing
this,
with your mind.
Windows that are kind of like
Yes.
tilted and stuff, and there's things like almost Pepper Ghost.
Yeah, it's very hard to see
onto
what's
it.
in them. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think it's just a picture that's in it, but the way it's lit makes it look like that, I
Yeah.
think. So that was cool. There's like a laser tunnel that you walk through that it's just all lasers.
That's right.
And a lot of like, it almost feels like the paintings are very propaganda-ish. I don't know what the storyline is.
Yeah.
But there's like aliens and stuff in there too. Some like cool alien props in that. So that was a neat area. And the final one is still the zombies. And I'm not into the zombie thing that much, but I will say it's a very well-themed zombie area.
For zombies, I thought it was really well done. Because, yeah, I'm not a huge zombie fan. And this was actually really well done because it's basically like
You're in a city.
an obstacle course to survive zombies.
Kind of. Well, yeah, because you're like in the city too, though, and there's like a
Yeah.
central area, so you like see like the main city multiple times, but then you like go into a shop and you go back out into
Yeah.
the city in front of this truck you've seen before, and then you go around this like, you know, and there's like a crashed vehicle through the market thing you're walking through, and he honks the horn, and then you're walking by, the zombie's also in the car like reaching out at you and stuff.
Yeah.
It was just a really well themed area. We gave sets and props a 9. It was through and through very good. Not a lot of dark spaces. I guess maybe I just would like a little bit more of it, and the flashlight to actually make things interact would be like the two takeaways that I would like to see improvement. And as far as holiday goes, would be nice to see a little bit more Christmas in it than just some lights thrown on things, and you know, it would be kind of cool. Like Factory of Terror, for example, if you remember when we did that one.
Oh.
They like added things.
They had the snowball fight. They had the gingerbread house with cookies. And they were safe for us to eat. We had to.
This is also
get
before
reassured.
COVID, so I mean, I wouldn't expect places to give us
that's
treats like this. But
yeah, they actually had things that were themed Christmas, which really impressed me a lot.
And I understand Scare House doesn't have. I don't think it's. They don't. Well, no, I know they don't have as much real estate as Factory of Terror to work with to like just add entire things just for the holiday. But still. So next up will be actors. We already kind of touched on the holiday theme for that, the snowman and that. I felt like the actors were an improvement over the first time we went.
Yes, for sure.
There seemed to be more.
There seemed to be like almost every area that needed an actor had an actor in it, and they were really well done. Again, cousin Eddie was great.
Yep.
I mean, he didn't say the full line. Probably because they don't want to swear because there might be kids, but. You know, the famous line from Christmas Vacation. He basically says it.
Yeah.
There was, they were hidden very well, too.
Yeah, the hiding places were really good. Altogether they just seemed really. I didn't have really too many complaints to the actors. Maybe I would have liked to see a few more. There wasn't many dead areas, but it would have been nice if there's a few more. But I also understand it was a holiday, so holiday themed haunt. So usually there's less actors on these type of special event, anyways. And especially this year, I was impressed to see as many as there were there, and they were all in character, and the makeup and all that was fantastic, as it pretty much always is at this place. Some standouts were the tall clown guy, which is like a mascot of theirs.
He's usually doing the cue lines, and he was actually in the haunted house this time, which I was like really surprised, and he did a really great job. It was really cool.
There was a cool scene in like the zombie area, I think it was, where there was a pile of corpses, and like one of the corpses was a person. He can like emerge from them. That was pretty cool.
That was neat.
In the triangle room that Kim was talking about earlier, there's like this girl who's just dancing the whole time, but like she has like one that's a random window, and she'll just come out and try and get you, you know, type of thing. That startled me. That was cool. But yeah, all around the actors were really good. We gave them a 9 also.
So then that moves on to scare factor. Again, a lot of good jump scares in there. A lot of good hiding places. The animatronics in that place are always really well placed.
There's one particularly at the end that's a long, dark hallway that I didn't even make note of, but I was just thinking about it.
Yeah.
And it's like just the thing that's on the ceiling, it kind of like drops at you. And it's like, there's really no theming. It's just the walk to the exit.
Yeah.
But there's just one last thing that drops, and it
Because you
always
don't think there's going to be anything else, and then there's this thing, and you're like, oh, crap.
I like that, yeah. But no, there's a lot of really good animatronics, and some of the stuff, too, was like, some of it seemed like it was like specially made for there. Some of it I've recognized from other places, but there's other things I'm like, I haven't seen stuff like that before as well.
Because I know they do like to collaborate with a lot of, like, directors and stuff like that. Like if you've gone to Scare House before for any of their older haunted houses, they actually had a Krampus one themed, and they had a trick or treat themed one and stuff like that. They like to collaborate with a few like famous directors and stuff like that too. So
yeah, I don't know if that's still a thing that goes on. If anyone does know if they still do collaborations like that, let us know in the comments. But there was that guy with like the shotgun or whatever that he like would shoot blasts of air at you. That was a good one. It's also pretty gory, especially like not mainly in the zombie one. Mainly in the zombie one was where you found the gore, which you want that, you know, if you're doing the zombie haunt, you know, lots of like trails of blood where people have been dragged and just stuff like that. Very very fitting.
So for scare factor, we did give them an 8.5. Could have used a little bit more, but it was pretty good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was pretty good. Definitely way above average, and made me jump more than a couple times. Mm-hmm. It's always cool too going to these places off season, because like when you go to as many as we do, especially, you know, like in 2019 we went to over 20 haunts. But like towards the end where it gets harder and harder to you build such like a, what do you want to call it? Not an immunity, but like
thick-skinned.
Yeah, there's a particular word I'm looking for here, but you just kind of get used to it. But then, look, when you go off season, like you haven't been to a haunted house in like months, and you're just like, and everything just gets you. You know, it's like going to the first one of the season, and that's I like it as well. But the last category, last category we have here is value. It was $20 for the night we went. I don't remember what it is for the normal season, and again, this is over, so it's not like you can go now to this particular event. But it was $20, and it took about 15 minutes to get through, which is about the same amount of time it took us to get through in the fall.
Yeah.
So we gave value an 8. Pretty good value. Wish it was a little bit longer. I don't know if they have room to expand in there or not. I hope they do, because I would like to see a little bit more added to the place, because it does go really quickly. It's also because it is good. But I feel like if they could just make it a little bit longer, like add a few more scenes somewhere in there, it would make the value a little bit better.
Yeah, for sure.
Right. And then overall, gave it a 9. Said very good, even better than we went in October. So I'm excited if we do check it out. I'm not sure if we will be checking it out this Halloween season or not, because we've already went twice now, you know, consecutively.
Yeah.
We may if we're in the area, though, but we try and change it up. You know, I don't know if we will be able to make it any other special event ones this year. I know there's some that's doing St. Patrick's Day, but I'm not sure if we will have the time or be able to go to it. But I'm really hoping that most places are back to being open this fall, though, so we can hit as many as we usually do. We still went to a fair amount. You know, and if you're interested in checking that out, make sure you look at the reviews we did this past year. We've also do a lot more than haunt reviews now. We've really been trying to add a lot more to the channel. We do a weekly podcast/video forum called Creeps, Creatures, and Haunts.
Oh, my.
And basically we talk about all things creepy and supernatural. We also have a bunch of ghost hunts planned for our show, Ghost Adventures. What the hell do we call
Little
it?
teeny tiny
Haunted
t-shirt.
Adventures. Haunted Adventures. That's what we call it. And we plan on exploring abandoned creepy places and just filming it and kind of vlogging there. So if that kind of stuff also interests you, make sure you subscribe and click the bell so you don't miss those videos. And we will see you all in the next.